Ashira Star Goddess. I'm back with Conspiracy Monday. I know it's dark outside, but it's because I'm doing this on Sunday. Okay, so I was going to do Inner Earth this week, but I'm going to save it for next week and lead up to it with what I'm going to be telling you about today, which are the Jinn. Have you ever heard of the Jinn? Okay, you know, Genie in a Bottle, the Jinn, the Legend of the Jinn, Aladdin and the Genie. We're going to be talking about Jinn today. Now, the conspiracy is a lot of research have been done on Jinn in the recent past. And there's a lady by the name of Rosemary something. I'll put her link in the description box. She has a book, but she's all over YouTube. Y'all can look her up. And she has done extensive research on Jinn, and she says that there is a Jinn Agenda. A Jinn Agenda. Say it 5 times. Okay. Which is basically, she says that Jinn are like spirits that can shapeshift and form into other entities, such as shadow people or shadow men or shadow figures. As well as what we think are gray aliens or reptilians or whatever. She says a lot of the supernatural occurrences are Jinn that are shape-shifting and coming as these forms. She also goes into the different types of Jinn and what Jinn mean and all that kind of stuff. So I wrote some notes in my little book, so I'm going to go through them. Okay, so Jinn comes from the word Janna, and I know I'm not pronouncing half this stuff right because, you know, this is not my native language or a language that I'm too familiar with, so bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, so Janna, and it means to hide or conceal, because the Jinn are concealed. They can see us, but we can't see them unless they want us to, okay? It says Jinns have free will, or Jinn have free will, because Jinn is plural. Jinn have free will just like humans, okay? They can eat, they can marry, they can have children, as well with humans. They're technologically advanced and basically inhabited the earth over 2,000 years before humans, okay? They came from a smokeless fire, it says. And it says they cause harm to some people. You know, they're very tricky. They live in a parallel universe. They can shapeshift into animals. And it says they hang out in ruins, old ruins, graveyards, and open spaces like the desert, the sea, abandoned buildings, stuff like that. They accept religions, so there are some Jinn that are Islamic, there's some Jinn that are Christian, there's some Jinn that are this and that, there's some Jinn that are spiritual, but they can also have religion and also be under, you know, certain spiritual beliefs, okay? Some of the Jinn powers are telepathy, shape-shifting, transporting, and dematerializing, like disappearing. They have hybrids that run around that, you know, are half human, half Jinn. They tend to have some of these characteristics, which are like telepathy, you know, probably can astral travel really easily. Jinn are attached to the land of the earth, okay, because this was theirs before. And they are also bound in another dimension, though. Why were they banished? Okay, they became too arrogant and too powerful, and they were banished into another universe so that the human race could thrive. Because they did not want to accept that humans were greater, and they wouldn't, you know, submit or bow down to the human race. Okay. They were given a chance to redeem themselves, to prove their case that humans are not worthy to exist. So they will try to trick you, tempt you, make you look bad, make you do bad things. They can possess you. They can influence you. So they're basically trying to get their dimension back by making humans look bad and like they need to be destroyed, okay? I'm just trying to wrap it up in a way that y'all can understand. Okay, so they exploit humans and their flaws, and they try to make you look bad, like you look evil, like, okay, you need to be destroyed. They have to access your pineal gland to enter your thoughts and your body. And then also, I don't know, this is like just what's in the book. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's saying that they can banish your soul to the other dimension and take over your body, kind of like a demon. Jinn are not demon, they're two separate entities. Okay. And then hybrids are being created so that they can enter into this dimension through hybrid beings. Okay. It says ETs are said to be Jinn, and abductions are said to be, you know, the Jinn taking people to make hybrids so that they can access this realm again. Okay. Let's see. The Jinn don't need any source outside of themselves to gain energy from. Like, they're their own energy. They create their own energy, or they get their energy from an infinite source. Okay, so they don't need like to get energy from anything else. But they do like to feed on emotion and terror and fear. They feed off of that. They enjoy it. They like it. It's like entertainment to them. Okay. And also, sounds and music can break open other dimensions so that they can get in and out. So you'll have a lot of Jinn that are like associated with the music industry. Okay. Vibrations can actually conjure Jinn. So if you're doing certain vibrations, certain music, certain sound levels, that is also a way to conjure them. Okay. It says music can create thought forms, and negative music can be like manipulated to cause, you know, to be used by the Jinn to cause people to do bad things. Okay. Jinn curses follow certain families. Okay. Like if your family's been cursed by the Jinn because you did something, went somewhere, made a deal or whatever with a Jinn, your whole family's cursed. If you kill a Jinn, now it says you can kill a Jinn when they're like shape-shifting into like one thing to another. Like in certain countries, like in Arabia, if there's a snake in your house, you're not supposed to kill the snake. You're supposed to trap it for 3 days, and if it's still a snake after 3 days, then you kill it, because if it's a Jinn and you kill it and it was, you know, shape-shifting, then your whole family's cursed. Okay. So there's different types of Jinn. There's the Ifrit, which is the one that causes fire. There's so many. There's different colors of Jinn. And Solomon, King Solomon of the Bible, he banished them into, like, they say that he banished them into a bottle or to a crystal palace. So that's where that little story came from, where they're in a bottle. Okay. Basically, there's different types of Jinn. There's black Jinn, green Jinn, blue Jinn, yellow Jinn. And the black Jinn are the most, the black Jinn are considered the king of the Jinns, and they're the most powerful, and they command all the other Jinn to do, you know, things. So, they're in the book. I'll just link her book if y'all are interested in that. But they do different things. There's different Jinn for different things. I'm not going to really go into that, but they're very tricky, and a lot of people suggest not to work with them because they will trick you into things. And to exploit you to further their case that humanity should be wiped off the planet. Okay. So don't be fooled. Also, okay, a lot of people use rings to command the genie, or they have their they have rings that a lot of people have these rituals that they do to put a Jinn inside of a ring to get the Jinn energy and the Jinn power. I don't suggest this, but there are many videos on YouTube that will show you and talk about it. So if y'all are interested in that, y'all can go look that up. But it's best not to really work with them, and they kind of, you know, there's some that are nice to humans and are friendly towards humans, but still they're all tricky. So you don't really want to, you know, take a chance on that. But they are there. if you're not afraid, they don't really bother you because they can't exploit you. Okay, if you can't be exploited, they're not going to really mess with you, and they might even start to like you. And if you're a hybrid, because there's many people that are walking around and they don't know that they're hybrids. If you're a hybrid of a jinn, they're really not going to really mess with you anyway, because you know you're half of what they are, and you're already like-minded, so it doesn't really matter. So they say Hat Man is probably a jinn. You know, everybody sees Hat Man, Shadow Man, shadow figures, UFOs, stuff like that are supposedly jinn. And why do jinn do this? Like, why do jinn mess with people? They do it for fun, entertainment. They cause havoc for humans to watch us scramble and see our downfall. Okay. You can break up their energy with iron. Like, if you feel like there's jinn present, use iron gates, objects, the Seal of Solomon. Like, y'all know the Seal of Solomon, you can download it, get a necklace, a talisman, breaks up that jinn energy. Willpower is the most effective though. Your willpower over theirs is the most effective way to banish the jinn. Because we're both beings of free will, so our willpower is basically just as strong. Okay. And a source told me that there are 10 areas in Arabia, plus one more, 11, in mountains in like the ancient parts of Arabia, where the jinn inhabit, and humans are not supposed to go there. And if they do, then they're like basically saying, you know, we want war with you, and then, you know, bad things start to happen to them, their family, and stuff like that. So in certain parts of Arabia, humans do not go to certain areas, certain mountains, certain parts of the desert, because it is anciently known as only for jinn. So someone told me that, who actually lives in Saudi Arabia. Also, there was a satellite that had caught something on film from Google Earth, and they went to the government, the Saudi government, and they said, don't talk about this, it's like it never happened, blah blah blah. They try to keep everything hush hush. So they do have some video floating around on Facebook actually right now of this creature in the desert, and it looks like some kind of really tall alien thing, or jinn, or whatever you want to call it. They call it Tantel or something like that. I don't think it's a jinn, but it's just something that's not human. Okay. And leading up to Inner Earth, they say that the jinn can communicate with the people or the beings of Inner Earth. They can go in and out of Inner Earth, as you know, they can go in and out of this dimension as well. There are forests under the desert in Saudi Arabia and some parts of other deserts in the world as well. So that's also an indication that there is an Inner Earth. There's lakes down there, and like if you go on Google Earth, you can look at the Earth and the North Pole. There's a giant hole that leads into something. Okay. The Arabians, the scientists, were the first ones to actually draw the map of Inner Earth, and I'll put some of those pictures at the end of this video so you guys can see, and I'll probably actually put them up on the next video that is about Inner Earth, but I'll go into that more on next Conspiracy Monday. I'm just kind of leading up to it, because there are beings that can communicate with Inner Earth beings as well as us that are in the parallel dimension. So they're in between the worlds, and you know, they're trying to get us out of here so that they can take it back over, because you know that's what the legends say. So you kind of understand that sometimes when people do crazy bad things, they're being influenced to make humanity look bad. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, we're on our way out of existence, and that's probably true. And a lot of predictions and stuff like that by Thoth, Nostradamus, and all that stuff, this is after the big bomb or whatever is invented. Humanity is on its way out. So we're on the downswing of humanity, which is sad but true. There's been many types of humanoids before us that have been on the planet, like the jinn. So you can imagine how many more there are going to be afterwards, and where we're going to be banished to in our future. who's going to get to remain and teach other people or other humanoids in the future, just like Atlantis and all that. But that's another conspiracy. So I'll see y'all on the next one, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think about the Jinn. Bye.